Namaskar. Welcome to Ahara Arogya Adhyatma, the light of Samskara. And today is the International Yoga Day. And the theme in the slogan is Yoga for One Earth and One Health. So wonderful it sounds. And it fits into our Indian way of looking, our vision. That is, this theme aligns with the India's One Earth, One Family, One Future. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are all one family. We need not be at war. We have to be at peace and love each other. And that's how we know the vision is highlighting the yoga's role in promoting holistic well being and sustainability in the world. And everybody thinks that it is whatever yoga we are learning is from the Patanjali, that is 3000 years ago. But the real truth is, the Shiva himself taught Shiva Ashtanga yoga to his wife, who had lost her memory. She had forgotten who is her husband, who are the children. When Ganpati was crying for mother and the mother's love, then Shiva does two things. One, he controls the Ajnana and Andhakara. That means the ignorance and the darkness of this world has to be controlled to get enlightened. So for that, the one who is responsible for Ajnana and Andhakara is the Apasmara. This is the dwarf who is under the foot of the Nataraja indicates the Ajnana. And for that, what he does is that Apasmara laughs loudly and he ridicules. Who can catch the darkness? Nobody can catch the darkness. But when you light a lamp, the darkness will vanish. And that's how we know what Shiva does is he gives the Shiva Ashtanga yoga to the whole world, which is mentally, physically sick. And if we have to overcome that, we have to follow this. And here you can see that Yama, that is a moral discipline, Niyama, the moral observance, Asana, the body posture that everybody thinks of it and everybody knows about it. Then the fourth one is the pranayama, the breath control, which is important for the consumption of oxygen. Pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses. Today, everybody is immersed in the senses and wrongdoings, and they're having the very bad lifestyle. The sixth one is the dharana, that is the concentration. Today, most of the people are, either in gambling or mobile or the TV or the media, and as a result, the concentration, what studies and doing better in life is gone. And then the dhyana, that is called the meditation in English, and samadhi is the blissful oneness with the universe. And all these 8 are very important. Especially the first 5 are for purifying our exterior, and the dharana, dhyana, samadhi is for our inner soul. So today, right from New York to Tokyo, every gym has got they are teaching the Shiva Ashtanga yoga. The yoga patent has been taken by the Americans, though it has been given by our Shiva himself. And instead of going for 6-pack, where the people are dying suddenly in the gyms, they are all going for the yoga. And that's why when Modi ji suggested that the WHO and the UNO readily agreed, not only that, 212 countries, irrespective of religion and observance, they came forward to do the yoga day on the 21st June. And that is because it has got the longest day, and it is a most wonderful thing to have a good health, the healthy mind in the healthy body. In the Yama means the moral principles. So here, Satya, Ahimsa, Asteya, Indriya Nigraha, that is the Brahmacharya, and Aparigraha. And when we are truthful, your mind is calm and your life is simple and very happy. But once you start telling lies, there is no end to the telling lies, and you go on getting into the trap. And that's why today you can see that even the great leaders of the countries, great countries, are telling lies. And that is because they get into trouble. So Satya has to be always there. Satya is the truth. So truthfulness is very important. Ahimsa. Ahimsa is not harming anybody, either mentally, physically. But today you can see that all over the important countries, they are at war and harming each other, bombarding, and missile after missile they are throwing and destroying everything. And that, it causes so much of sadness and sorrow and death. Asteya is not extending your hand for someone else's money. And that is whether you should not be corrupt. You should lead a good life. And then brahmacharya is the cosmic feeling of each and every object and using the sexual energy wisely is called as a brahmacharya. And today you can see that most of the people are indulging in adultery, and as a result, the whole world has become so chaotic and so unhealthy, and not only unhealthy, unhappy. Then aparigraha means not indulge in the possessiveness. Oh, this is mine. See, we are nothing. It's all universe is Paramatma Samsha, and we don't have anything. We can't say that this is mine. And most of the wars and the fights are because of the possessiveness. Then the niyama. In niyama, we have to have the follow the cleanliness. And that's how we know Swachh Bharata Abhiyan has been started by Modi ji, and each and every one of us, not only our house, our surrounding, our mind should be cleaned. And then Santosha. We have to be very happy all the time. Whatever we do, we must do with the dedication and devotion, and that is the tapas. Swadhyaya means we must learn. See, even each talk or each post that we put in Ahara, Arogya, Adhyatma is to elevate ourselves into better human beings. Then Ishvara and Parijnana. That means surrendering to Almighty. Never think that we have done. Think that it is His wish. And whatever happens, it is at His will and wish. And that's how we have to surrender ourselves to God. And then we do not get into trouble or get depressed. And that's how we know it is so important that we keep our mind very calm and cool. And for this, scientifically, it has been shown that in Nimhan, they did the CT scan after chanting Om. Especially these patients with schizophrenia who had a mood fluctuation and anger and burst of knee-jerk reactions. And for them, when chanting Om resulted in the reduction in blood supply to the limbic system, and as a result all the animal instincts, negative thoughts, the like hatred and anger, they all came down. The ego in these patients with schizophrenia also came down, and they became better without taking more drugs. And that's why this Om is the first ever the sound that came when the universe was found. And today we see that on the surface of the sun, Om is there. And when any satellite comes into the atmosphere of the earth, the Om sound comes. So Om is the Adi Nada. Omkara Bindu Sayuktam Nityaya Dhyayanti Yoginaha Tamanaha Mokshadam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo Namaha, we say. And when you chant Omkara, your mind becomes very, very calm and cool. Your anger control is much better. So Gayatri mantra is one of the most powerful sacred mantra which was written in Rig Veda, initially explained by Vishwamitra Maharshi. As it is concerned about the sun, it is also called as Savira mantra. And today, AIMS scientists have done the study. If chanting of Gayatri mantra is done, it can cure even the viral and the bacterial infections along with the other treatments. So the body resistance and antibodies are much better when Om is chanted. Our brain has got 8 to 9 billion brain cells. And the human brain has an estimated storage capacity of 256 exabytes. This is equivalent to 1.2 billion average PC hard drives. Enough CDs to make a stack which would reach beyond the moon, and almost 15 libraries for every person on the planet. Can you imagine? Instead of utilizing this brain for better, we are using for the destruction of the world. And that's how the meditation comes into a role. So when we do the meditation, research indicates that meditation changes our brain in a positive way. The meditation is an active form of brain training that helps increases the awareness. Although the practice of meditation is associated with the sense of peacefulness and the physical relaxation, practitioners have a long claim that meditation also provides cognitive and psychological benefits that persist throughout the day. And that's how, many a time when I go for the function, everybody asks, how do you get so much of energy? How are you smiling all the time? Even at 9 o'clock, I'm much better. That is because I have been meditating right from my childhood. And look at the brain mapping before the meditation. There's so much of electromagnetic waves are there, and after the meditation, there is so much of calmness. And that is scientifically showed by the brain mapping. And that's how we know it is. Now it is known that meditation practice induces functional and structural brain modifications, especially in areas involved in the self references, processes, indulging self awareness and self regulation. And that's how the memory is better, the function is better, and their efficiency increases. Today, more and more young people are dying, one because of the bad habits, two because of the lifestyle has changed, and three because they have forgotten God and they have forgotten to meditate and do the yoga. And all this can be changed by doing the yoga and dhyana. See, the heart supplies the blood to the whole body, to the 60 trillion cells in our body. But to its own nourishment, it takes the blood supply through the coronaries. When there is a block because of the overindulgence in smoking, drinking, and eating non-vegetarian with the animal light and high cholesterol, and then there will be heart attack. Or if they listen to the high decibel music, there will be cardiac arrest. So all this can be done better by rejuvenation, and that process of rejuvenation is called as Rasayana by Charaka. And in this, he says the five important things are important for the healthy living and the positive promotion of health. One is Ahara. Ahara is a food for thought, that is to the brain. The brain is damaged by anger, frustration, and hatred and revenge. Whatever the war is happening, it is because of the food for thought is not right. And then food to your stomach, that is, it should be sattvic and it should be vegetarian and a small quantity. And that's why it is very important. Next is achara, the way we conduct with others, the way we talk to people, the way we treat them. If we realize that Paramatma's Amsha is everyone, we give respect to them and they will in turn give respect to us. We start behaving in a bad way, we get back. So here, remember, the way we conduct ourselves and behave with others also comes in the yoga and dhyana. Because when we treat everyone as Paramatma's Amsha, that is Paramatma Swarupa, and if we see divinity everywhere, we don't ill-treat anyone, we don't fight with anyone. Then we come to Vyavahara, interpersonal relationship. If you have an ego, then the fight comes. If you have the anger, the fight comes. If you start behaving in a calm, cool way, the manners, etiquettes are very important, and that comes in the Vyavahara. Then comes the Vyayama. Vyayama is the exercise. Yoga is the best exercise to control your body weight, to tone up your muscles and to have a relaxed mind and also the best health. The stamina is also improved. So then comes the dhyana, that is the meditation. So the mind, the healthy mind in the healthy body is what we achieve with the yoga and dhyana. So the reasons behind meditation, the stress management and the relief of pain and anger is better. It is the simplest way to relax and clear our mind, control our anxiety. The anxiety is killing most of the people, and anxiety leads to depression later on. And here, improved awareness and concentration creates stillness. Improve our cognition ability. All that is better when you do the meditation. And apart from that, you develop a sense of self respect. And then, when we have the mudra like this, the thumb is the Paramatma and index finger is Jivatma. So, when we have a mudra like this and keep all our sattvika, tamas, and the rajas guna away from us, we become one with the God, and then the divinity, the cosmic energy comes into us. So here the physiological benefits are it releases the feel good hormones. Positive effects on the blood pressure, it decreases the heart rate, decreases the blood pressure. So it prevents the high blood pressure, decreases the blood lactate levels, and that's how you don't feel tired. Then increases the peripheral blood flow to the arms and the legs. So your agility, reflexes, and your work and the stamina increases. So it lowers the baseline cortisol and can effectively treat the pain. And in fact, those who are doing yoga, dhyana, their pain tolerance is much better. And then it reduces the alcohol consumption. Those who are addicted, they can reduce it by doing the yoga, dhyana, and decreases the oxygen consumption. And alpha brain waves emissions are also there, and it increases the skin resistance. And that's how we know, don't go indulge in the Western way of eating food, the junk food or the on from the shelf, because they contain more of salt, more of preservative, more taste enhancer, which are not good for health. Go for the fresh vegetables and the fruits and do the physical activities which increase the dopamine. And when you do the Surya Namaskara, there are 12 asanas. Talking about the Surya Namaskara, when I was traveling to Brazil, and in the Frankfurt airport, a lady, she was sitting next to me and she said, I love India. I said, thank you. She said, I love Indian culture. Oh, thank you very much. I said, I love Indian food. She said, I said, thank you very much. I was wondering what is she going to tell next? And then she asked, do you know Surya Namaskara? I said, yes. Will you teach me Surya Namaskara? She said. She was an English teacher from Russia and she wanted to learn the Surya Namaskara. And I felt very shy and then, inhibition. Then I said, no, I don't have a yoga mat, because I didn't want to do it on the in the airport. Then she just opened the zip and took out a huge towel and put it there. And she said, will that do for you? And I had to teach her. And this is how the Surya Namaskara, most of the people all over the world, they are going for that. So here the weight management is better. It burns the calories and the metabolism is better and it improves the digestion. Detoxification occurs because it stimulates the lymphatic system. We have no drugs to improve the lymphatic system, whereas this Surya Namaskara improves the lymphatic systems and removes the toxins. And the stress and the anxiety is also reduced, and hence the mind becomes calm. Our immune system, it boosts, and as a result, we become stronger, and we getting ill is also reduced. Apart from that, the blood circulation improves, and because of this, our health improves. And that's how Surya Namaskara has got 12 asanas, and from head to toe, all the joints, all the ligaments, all the body, everything they kept. So today, more of the people are dying because of the stress in them. And the stress is because of the worry. And here the Sanskrit shloka says, Chintayascha chitayascha bindu matram vishishya. Chita dahati nirjivam, chinta dahati jivanam, kintu vyathyasa adhika bhavati. That means the chitta is the dead body is burnt by the this. But chinta is the worry. It burns the living person. So it is the only zero is the difference, but that is too much. And for this, we have to chant Om Namah Shivaya or any other mantra or Moola mantra or Maha mantra. Here, Shiva is a Bhayahara, Bhavahara. So our worry goes off, our fear goes off, and we become the better human beings. And this is scientifically proved by the Japanese. The Japanese, they rebuilt their country after the Hiroshima, Nagasaki were bombed by the atom bombs. But in 1990s, early 1990s, the young women and the men, they started getting admitted to the hospital with the symptoms of heart attack. But when they did the angiogram, the coronaries were normal. But the heart was bloated like the octopus trapped in the trap. And so they called it as the Takotsubo cardiomyopathy because the heart muscle had become weak and pumping capacity has come down to 10-15%. So there was no treatment in the allopathies. They went to the Mahesh Yogi's transcendental meditation. Within 72 hours, the whole myocardium, which was weak, not able to pump the blood, that started pumping almost 50, 60, 70% and became normal. And they were flabbergasted. They were wondering how come. And this is because of the feel-good hormones which are released from the brain. They have the positive effect on the heart and the heart recovery is much better. So since then, meditation, they started saying that the brain, heart, and the body access is there. And negative thoughts, they release the fight or flight hormones, which are catastrophic and they cause the disease. Whereas meditation releases the endorphins and the neuropeptides, which are feel good hormones. So we start feeling better because the heart starts pumping better and the blood supply, oxygen and nutrition is supplied to the 60 trillion cells in the body. So our energy increases, the cosmic energy increases. So psychic benefits are the balance emotions, the mood regulation, and then we become better human being and what we call it as the samachitta. And when we have a samachitta, we start taking good and the bad and the ugly in the same way. And that's the reason that our stress will come down. If you don't want to be stress junkies, if you want to have a peaceful sleep, do the Shavasana. The Shavasana, good sleep, that too a yogic sleep is extremely important and good sleep makes you healthy and your efficiency also goes up. But now scientifically shown that less than 3 hours of sleep can kill a person with a heart attack. And here the Shavasana is just lying down like a dead body, absolutely still. And the Shavasana or the corpse pose is totally, is a total relaxation. This is one of the easiest poses which you can try and control your blood pressure, control your brain, and relieve the stress, relax the body. So before getting up from the bed or before going to the sleep at night, just relax, close your eyes and chant Om Namah Shivaya or Om and relax your whole body. And you can see that with this, not only heart attack and the BP, everything comes down. On the contrary, anyone who's losing temper, who's aggressive, who's indulging in the violence, they get a heart attack much early and they die. And here, because the catecholamines and cortisols are 400 times more and the heart becomes very weak. The type A personality, highly motivated, ambitious, driven to success, natural planners who make the list and set the goals. But they are often able to juggle multiple tasks, but what happens at what cost? They are higher risk for the high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and heart attack. And as a result, these people, the facial sweating is there. They have a very young and promising people, and suddenly they die. And even the youngsters, they end up with the sudden death when they are type A personalities. And that's how, getting agitated or impatience, irritation, exasperation, hostility, all these are negative things. They are controlled by either chanting Om or doing the yoga. Change your aggressive attitude to the progressive attitude, depressive attitude to the positive attitude, and that is the impressive attitude you get with the yoga and the dhyana. Don't get bogged down at the work and do the work more efficiently. So, how negative emotions affect our heart? They cause the high blood pressure, they damage the coronary arteries, the endothelium is damaged, and as a result, the clotting occurs. The negative emotions can lead to unhealthy habits like smoking, drinking, drugs, and then eating wrong foods and contribute to the obesity and again heart disease. Exacerbating pre-existing heart disease, emotions, stress can be made worse. Whereas yoga, dhyana calms down the mind, controls your body, and makes you better. So, negative emotions that most of the people are having in the modern era, that leads to the increased BP, increased oxygen demand, and the perfusion, myocardial infarction, and the vasoconstriction and the heart trouble. Whereas the stress, if you improve, the protein synthesis is better, digestion will be improved, the stress will be controlled, blood sugar will be controlled, and the blood pressure will be controlled. The breathing is better when you do the shavasana or yogasana and make your stress go vanish like this. So here the pranayama is very important. The pranayama can help to improve the quality of our sleep, reduces the cigarette craving or the drinking. Reduction in anxiety has also been observed in patients with the cardiovascular diseases. Pranayama is simple, cost-effective method with the evidence indicating that preserving of the cardiac problems. And here you can see that it reduces the fatigue, anxiety, and other things. So your energy level will be much better, and as a result, you are always energetic to do it better. So, do you know that the deep breathing can make your body strong and also your mind strong? So, short term and long term health benefits are there, and that's how breathing exercises are very important. One second.
ಅಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ನ 6 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇದೆ.
ಓಕೆ, ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
Kapalbhati is one of the pranayama where it increases the oxygen intake and our energy level is more. And I have tried it when I was doing the Manasarovar Kailas Parvata Parikrama, and the 54-kilometer trekking was most difficult. Every 10 minutes I was doing the Kapalbhati. The frequency should be about 60 strokes per minute, and that improves our oxygen consumption. So here many people are going to gym in order to increase their physical exercise and then lower the risk of heart disease. But to the contrary, we have seen many people dying suddenly while doing the gym itself, and that is because of the energy drinks which contains more caffeine, and the formula that they take are hazardous to the health. On the contrary, those who go to the akhada, we have never heard about anyone dying because they pray to Hanuman and they learn the tricks to how to do have the better life. So when we went to Manas Sarovar, you can see that this is the Om Parvata, which looks like Om itself. And the Om is the one which makes our mind calm. And then Kailasa Parvata, Shiva is the Adi Yogi. And he always, keeps our mind calm. And that's how, it is very important that we follow the Indian culture. So here you can see that when we shake hands, our corona will be going to others and their dirt will come to our hands. We are exchanging the infection. Whereas when we do namaskara, we are giving namaskara respect to the Paramatma's amsha in them. And every Jivatma has got is a part of Paramatma. So if we have the respect for everyone, you will not be at the loggerheads, you will not be at the war, and you will be living very peacefully and prosperous. So all the world leaders have started doing namaskara, but they have not started doing the yoga and dhyana. So here you can see that the old roots of divine are very important, because today we are doing streptokinase, PTCA, angioplasty, transplant, heart transplantation, bypass, pacemaker, everything. But still people are dying. But the lifestyle modification by yoga and meditation, it leads to bhava vikasa, mano vikasa. That means our mind, gets evolved. Our feelings are evolved. So you can see our Modi ji in compared to the others who are hostile and always aggressive and egoistic. And that's the difference that the yoga makes the difference. So here you can see that you can prevent smoking, spirit, stress, and sedentary habit, sleeplessness, all these S, they lead to the death, early death. Whereas when you do the yoga, dhyana, your life is much better. You lead a better quality of life, and your contribution to the society and to the world is also better. So in Hindi it is said, Jaisa an Vaisa man. Jaisa man Vaisa tan. And hence it is very important that we give respect to everything in world, and Paramatma is there in everything. And that's why we chant Shanti mantra, भूमिमङ्गलम् उदकमङ्गलम् अग्निमङ्गलम् वायुमङ्गलम् गगनमङ्गलम् सूर्यमङ्गलम् चन्द्रमङ्गलम् जगत्मङ्गलम् जीवमङ्गलम् देहमङ्गलम् मनोमङ्गलम् आत्ममङ्गलम् सर्वमङ्गलम् भवतु 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. The first shanti is to ourselves, next shanti is to our family, and the third shanti is to the whole world. And that's how we know if we want the peace, prosperity all over the world, we have to do the yoga, dhyana for the all-round health and prosperity and the peace of the world. Thank you very much. Wish you all a very happy 11th International Yoga Day. Let us all be very healthy. Come on, start practicing from today and let us be the winners. Namaskar.